Hello everyone, coming to you from my deck outside on this very hot, humid July 21st, 2025. There's a breeze blowing, you'll hear my chimes every now and then, but just wanted to come on and just be real. That's all I know to be anyway. Sometimes God calls me to be very transparent, to tell you how I walk through things as a Christian and as a child of God. My walk is not always smooth. It's not always easy. And I'm human, but that's no excuse. Yesterday I found myself getting irritated very easily at home. This morning I was that same way. And I'm like, why is this? So I apologized to Steve. I said, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be irritable today. I said, but by all accounts, today is the day my mama passed. It was a Monday last year. It was July 22nd, which is tomorrow, but it was a Monday. And I don't know about you, but I walk through in my mind the events, the days, the times. Mama's death was traumatic for me. Only one other death has hit me that way, and that was a pastor of ours died in the pulpit where I preach. And it took me a long time to get through that. And this past year I have relived the moments in my mind. Satan has used that to torture me at times, especially at night when you lay your head down. And I've really had to battle against that and not give in. So I think that's where my irritability has come from the last couple of days in dealing with that. So I apologized to him, and he was gracious and forgiving. And Mondays aren't his best day either. We're finding out after going to church on Sundays, and just that's a different kind of day for him, that on Mondays he has to really have time to just relax and refresh and renew. Sorry y'all, it's hot out here. And so he's been kind of quiet today, and I forget that I can't expect him to move just like that when I need something or we're doing something. He can't do that. He has to process, and he can't bend down and just grab something. He can't just turn and go do something. He has to think it through and be methodical in things. And like we had a payment to drop off, and there was a drop box, and I pulled right up, and I could have got out and went around the car faster than he even could get out of the car and put it in the box. But he wants to do things, he wants to help. It's just I have to remember sometimes he can't do it like I do it. And so that was a little short today, but just thinking back over this last year, I said, it's been 2024 was one thing right behind the other. January and February, he had his pacemaker put in, all that issue going on. Had to recover, out of work 8 weeks, get him going, and Aunt Marge fell, broke her arm in the hospital, get her well. Mom died July, unexpected, and all that entails, and then everything you have to do. And then we lost the house to mold, and so my childhood home is now gone. Then 2 weeks after Mom died, Aunt Marge fell again and broke her hip, had to go to rehab, a lot of that. And then December 5th, Steve fell, and here we are approaching August 5th, 9 months later, and we're no closer to many answers than we have been. He still has lots of issues at times, but we are learning some triggers and things he needs to do to try and keep things at bay as best as possible. But life don't stop. Life don't stop for a Christian. Troubles don't not come. But how do you handle them? I could have crawled in a hole and covered myself up with everything that's happened and just stopped living. And I almost did that when my dad passed, because I was a daddy's girl and he was the first one that I had lost. But I had young children then, and they needed me, and I had to pull myself out. And so with the events of the last year, I've not let myself get in that state because I knew better. And what do you do when life just don't make sense and things keep happening and it feels like you're on a delay, and you've sowed seeds for harvest to come in and it's not come in? And a former pastor of ours got on and did a video earlier about delay and calling forth God's delayed, calling forth for justice, spiritual justice that's been delayed. And you go back to the story of Daniel, where the angels told him, so we heard your prayer from the first, but they were delayed, they were in battle. So we don't know what's going on in the spiritual world, but we have to do our part in keeping the prayers going, keeping our prayers going to heaven. We have to do right in our part with our attitude and in our walk and how we live. And this past year and a half has just been hard. There's no way around it. It's been hard. And if I hadn't had the Lord guiding me and being there and giving a comfort and a peace, and I hadn't had my prayer warriors and my family and my church to lean on, I would have crumbled for sure. There's no other way. God has been my strength and my ever-present help. His mercies are new every morning for me. So no matter what you're going through, whether it be a short trial, whether it be multiple trials, one right behind the other, or a long drawn out one, whatever you're going through, rely on Him, trust Him. He's the only way you're going to make it through. He promises He will never leave us nor forsake us. He will be with us. And I am a testimony of that fact, that He has been with me and walked with me. He's used people. He's used things. My little pups have given me a lot of comfort in this time frame. The outside nature, getting out here and just having some peace time and just seeing God's hand in everything. God is with us. He's been with me. I can testify to that. And I've been through some things, and I'm sure many of you have too. And maybe you're feeling alone. Maybe you're feeling like you can't hardly breathe, can't get your breath. Maybe you feel like you're just floating, drowning. Reach out to the Father. Jesus died for us, for every aspect of our being, physical, mental, spiritual. And He cares about everything. If you saw my post about my ring that was found the other day, God cares about everything that we go through. Reach out to Him, trust in Him. And be mindful what you let your mind linger on. I've really had to fight that this last year. Nobody else. Dwayne would be the closest, because he came in and started doing CPR on Mom. But I was the only one there when she collapsed. And Satan knows what triggers. He knows what buttons to push. But don't let him have the power over you. Bind it. Your thoughts and your words are important. Bring every thought into captivity. When something that wayward thought comes, bring it into captivity. Don't start dwelling on it and letting him have power over you. So I know that if I've gone through these things, that maybe some of you have gone through things, and you get tired and you get weak at times, but refresh yourself in the Lord. Isaiah 40:31 is a good verse. Psalm 91 is my go-to every day. Just trust in the Lord. Lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. But you got to lean on him. You've got to have that personal relationship with him. If you don't know him, or maybe you've strayed, turn to him. If you need help, reach out. We'd love to talk to you. But just look to the Lord, no matter what happens, no matter where life takes you. Because it rains on the just and the unjust. It rains on the Christian as well as the unchristian. Sometimes I think it rains harder on us because we're trying to live right and the devil's fighting us harder. But as always, I love you, and don't bring shame to his name.